The NASCAR offseason is officially over. I know, guys, I know. It has been a long time coming, but we are finally now on to the new season of the NASCAR Cup Series. What's even more great, guys, we have a lot of cool diecasts that are coming out in the next few months, or we can get them right now. So, let's talk about it. So what is up, diecast collectors? This is OBB, the diecast news guy, and welcome everybody to a new diecast preview for you guys. As you guys already know, I'm uploading this right before we get to a pretty unexpected event known as the LA Clash, or the Busch Light Clash at the LA Coliseum. And if you guys already know, that's going to be on tonight for Saturday, February 3rd on FS1 at 8 p.m. So I'm going to try to get this out for you guys and get it uploaded and all that stuff. But I thought, hey, since we got a brand new season coming up for NASCAR, might as well go ahead and showcase what diecasts are coming in. And I don't know, I just thought this would be a cool video to get you guys introduced, because I know some of you guys are not only returning fans, but for anybody who is new, this might be a good content for you guys. But I kind of got inspired by this by my good buddy Diecast Buffet. So if you guys haven't checked out his video yet of how to collect NASCAR diecasts, feel free to check it out, because I feel like this would be a good follow-up video to that. And plus, really good friend and a great YouTuber. But now let's get on to actually what diecasts are coming out. So you guys already know that we will be getting Cup Series diecast, Xfinity diecast, and some truck diecast as well. So we're going to be going in with we're going to be starting things off with each manufacturer. So we're going to start things off with the diecasts that you can get right now, which I believe are actually the Chevrolet Camaros, because you guys know that is the only mold that they are going to be recontinuing, since we now have a new mold for the Fords and the Toyotas. So might as well go and start off with a diecast that you can pick up right now with my good friends at Circle B Diecast with the promo code OBBYT. So you guys, not only helps me out, but also helps you guys out with some shipping, because heck, collecting diecasts does get pricey. But we got Kyle Larson's 2024 Coke 600 card that he is going to be driving at not only the Indy 500 but also at the Coke 600. But this one in particular is really cool. As you can see, we got, like, you know, the blue and the blue and white accents, and then we got like the orange, or as you know, the McLaren fans like myself call it papaya orange. Really nice looking diecast, man. But you can get this right now. This is one of the first few cars that actually you can get right now. And more importantly, I have to say, I am really digging that box. That box does look pretty cool. But it's also available in the 124 scale as well, if you guys are interested into that. But also, there's going to be a 2-pack set of this car as well with the Indy car, which Grayson Collectibles should be getting it out very soon. Lionel's ETA, or estimate time on arrival, is expected to come out sometime at the end of this month. So if you're looking to complete that set, I think both these diecasts are actually going to be the way to go. I know it's IndyCar, but this is the best of both worlds. Grayson Collectibles and Lionel Racing, both suppliers, come together to give you guys 1,100 miles of cool diecast. But for all you other Larson fans out there, we do got some 2024 diecasts that have now just came out. So we got actually the good old Rick Hendrick number 5, HendrickCars.com. Pretty iconic paint scheme. That is now available in an advanced run, which means you can get it right now for like a purchase of $15. So I know a lot of people are going to be like, well, the box looks kind of generic, but it's an advanced run, which means it is basically like an early like a very early release. So if you guys are pretty impatient and you want to get this car right now, that's what this primary car is available. But this should be coming out sometime around Daytona or the end of this month as well. But to also go along with that, Hendrick Motorsports is coming up with their 40th anniversary, which, as you guys know, every Hendrick Motorsports driver will have a cool paint scheme with the red background to showcase the Hendrick Motorsports 40th anniversary logo right here. I believe they're going to be announcing this at somewhere in April, I think the Martinsville race. But here's a little preview of Kyle Larson's of the Kyle Larson 40th anniversary car. Now, I will say right off the bat, this car actually unfortunately was canceled in the 164 scale. So if you guys are actually looking forward to get this, well, you can't. So it was canceled. Pretty unfortunate, but we'll probably see it in a future NASCAR Authentics wave coming down the road, since, you know, we're going to be working on some 2024 waves pretty soon. But in the final Kyle Larson diecast to pick up for the Hendrick Motorsports set is the Valvoline car, which, see, we got some nice, cool, beautiful colors right there. So, you know, another nice, new, refreshing look for Kyle Larson and the Valvoline scheme. So I think that is actually pretty darn nice to see at the very least. So keeping up to date on the Advanced Run diecast, we actually got ourselves one that I think is going to be very popular popular, the most popular driver in NASCAR, Chase Elliott, your 2022 Cups, well, not 2022, 2020 Cup Series champion. It's been that long, guys. Here is the original Napa Blue car, which I will have to admit, I wasn't really a big fan of this paint scheme, but I'm really liking that we have a lot more blue on the car. So, like I said, you can get this right now, Circle B diecast. And heck, man, for 15 bucks, if you really need this Chase Elliott car, we're going to see a lot more of these coming out soon. But we also do got another different Chase Elliott car, which is the Napa White car, which a lot of people have kind of mixed feelings about this car. I will say that because, well, I think the only thing that kind of is off-putting about this car is the yellow logo on the hood. Really doesn't go right. If they could just fix that, I think it'd be cool. But hey, it's a different Chase Elliott scheme, so I'll give them credit. It is pretty nice. A little basic, but nice to say the least. But for anybody out there who's a big fan of the Hooters paint scheme, this one is really cool. This was designed by the famous paint scheme realist known as Noah Sweet or Lefty Designs. So he is back at it again with another pretty cool looking diecast. I will have to say probably my favorite Chase Elliott paint scheme by far for the 2024 cars. I love just how, I don't know, just I think this is just the perfect example of how a paint scheme can work well with how the logos are placed. So Noah Sweet did a really good job, and supposedly we're going to be getting this around this month as well. So hopefully we're going to keep things up with these advanced run diecast. But we also do got a brand new fresh look for the Chase Elliott Lumar window film, which, I mean, I will have to say, it's kind of giving me some throwback vibes from his throwback car from last year. Well, that's pretty much all it is, but you know me and my history with the blue numbers of Lumar. Yeah, this is pretty tacky and wacky, but I don't know. It is tacky, but it's not the worst looking thing I've seen. The blue number is offsetting, to say the least, but I'm a sucker for red, so. And of course, we got also the Chase Elliott Kelly Blue Book car. Nothing too crazy right there. Same paint scheme as before. Don't really like the Napa logo right there on the narrow decklet because you can barely see where the auto is and auto parts. But other than that, I mean, pretty generic scheme. But as long as it won't be, as long as you don't get any of those thick lines on the like it did on the 2022 PTC mold car. But we also do got the Universe car, which again is another pretty basic design. The placement of the logos I got better, but it still is pretty generic to say the least. And back to what I said about the Henry Motorsports doing their 40th anniversary. Well, guess what? They're going to be doing a Universe car of this as well. And I believe this is the only one that was not canceled in 1/64 scale. So this is the only 40th anniversary car for all these four drivers that is going to be made. So really curious to see what this paint scheme is going to look like, but judging by just like this little preview we got, I'm assuming it's going to be just like the Universe car, but they're going to paint it red. So next up, we have ourselves the William Byron Raptor Chevrolet Camaro for Henry Motorsports, and I gotta admit, this is definitely a downgrade compared to last year's. I mean, I absolutely adored last year's paint scheme. I thought the black number and the matte finish on that car looked cool. This almost looks like it has identity crisis with a little bit of a cheater trim. You know, that black corner panel does look kind of suspicious, but really all over the place, to say the least, man. I probably do like the front end of this, but this is another car you can get the advanced run. So, I don't know. Maybe it'll look a lot better in track, because what I've seen, like, people actually like this car on track. But, yeah, that's a pretty odd-looking scheme, but that's what we're going to be getting. But we also do got the brand new refreshing look for I almost said Jeff Gordon for a second. It almost looks like a Jeff Gordon car. William Byron's primary Exalted car. Not really liking those black borders, but heck, I mean, and comment below right now what you guys think about these cars right now, because I know I'm just kind of giving you guys a preview. I'm trying not to be too opinionated, but you know me, I'm the diecast news guy, so I gotta have my input on some of these paint schemes. So this is like a diecast preview or a paint scheme preview, but hey, they brought the flames back, but I don't know. I think someone really needs to examine how Henry Motorsports designs their paint schemes, because the Raptor car ain't really doing it for me, and the Exalted car, not bad, but it could be a lot better. And same thing, like I said, we have the 40th anniversary set coming out for this car. Not on the 1/64 scale, but it does have flames on it, and it's bright red. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens right there. And we also do got the iconic Liberty University car, which can't really say it's iconic, but it's mostly the same as last year's car. So if you failed to pick up last year's, this will have the updated logos to it, which I guess has the HPZ logo and the Relay logo. So, few differences right there. And we also do got this pretty tacky looking version of the Valvoline paint scheme for William Byron. So, I mean, this is a cool car. I mean, I don't know. People would say yellow numbers might work on this, but I'm kind of, I don't know, digging this new look. I'm kind of glad they changed the paint scheme up, and I do like where all the logo placements are. Call me crazy. I think this paint scheme actually looks, it's different, so in a good way. But heck, we'll see what happens in the diecast form. So finished off the last driver for the Henry Motorsports lineup, we have ourselves Alex Bowman's Ally car, and a lot of people want to call this the AI car because you guys can see right here it has like a bunch of stuff going on in the background. I kind of don't mind it right there. I do find it annoying that that Ally keeps changing their paint schemes every year. Kind of almost feels like they have an identity crisis of what their cars want to look like. But trying to mix things up, I get it. I guess this was inspired by the the Coker's Garage car from Homestead, which that was canceled from last year. So yeah, it's definitely different. I mean, but the bottom line is, did they do it right? I think so, but this is the only car in the Henry Motorsports cars that haven't been released yet from Circle B with the Advanced Run cars. But speaking of that, we also do got, well, not really, can't really show you right here. It's like what's behind the curtain, but this is supposed to, as you can see, my English is already messed up because there's nothing to show right here. This is supposed to be the 40th anniversary Ally car. Yeah. I don't know what to say, but it was canceled in the 1/64 scale, so, but kind of below what you guys actually might think what this might be, but yeah, that's that. So, wrapping up some of the Henry Motorsports diecast, we do have the 40th anniversary program car, which I actually do think that this car does look nice. I guess this might be an inspiration of what all the other cars are going to look like with those 40th anniversary cars. And we also do got to celebrate the 40th anniversary since we're going to be having another multi-pack set coming out. I think this is actually, if I'm not mistaken, 10 diecasts. Let's see, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So yeah, I can count. So a 10-pack set, which includes a lot of paint schemes that are pretty inspired by the Henry Motorsports group. A lot of famous wins. I mean, you see Mark Martin's car, Terry Labonte. I mean, oh my God, Tim Richmond, Darrell Waltrip, Jeff Gordon, Jimmy Johnson, Dale Jr., I mean, good Lord, man. There are a lot of cool paint schemes in this, man. But it's the same thing kind of what happened with the NASCAR Authentic 75th Anniversary set. It's going to be about $88 or probably almost $90 to $100 since there's going to be 2 more cars added to this. So you guys be the judge on that. But we probably will be seeing versions of this in the NASCAR Authentics wave. But as long as it doesn't have any blurry decals. But we're pretty loaded on some Henry Motorsports cars. And here's some miscellaneous cars. So we got the NASCAR Hall of Fame car, which, by the way, congrats to Donnie Allison, Chad Knaus, and Jimmy Johnson for all getting elected in this year's Hall of Fame, the NASCAR Hall of Fame, to say the least. But still cool that they're still making these. And if I'm not mistaken, this is on a Chevrolet Camaro. So kind of goes well with that. And we also do got the NASCAR 76th anniversary. Now, they're not doing a special logo like they did with the 75th anniversary car. But since I guess that was pretty popular, I guess people want to see, I don't know, like, I guess they want to see, like, I don't know, like a car for every year that comes out. But it's pretty cool, man. 76th anniversary. I mean, you see it's got the red, white, and blue. It definitely screams America. This is a car that I was not expecting to actually be produced, but it is available at LionelRacing.com. So if you guys want yourself a nice, cool commemorative program car, this is probably the way to go. And plus, from what I know, this is actually on the EL mold, so we'll have all the right details that are shown right here on the picture. But yeah, that's pretty nice to say the least. So continue on with the Chevrolets, we have Trackhouse Racing. So I know this is going to be quite popular because we got ourselves a lot of cool changes with a big sponsor coming in to Trackhouse. But we got to look at the Moose Man himself, Ros Chastain. It is Be a Moose 2024 car. Only difference to this car compared to the 2023 is that, well, they added a lot more red on top, so that was one of the first diecasts that came out. And these Trackhouse cars are going to be a little pricey because you're going to pay about like a few bucks more because they will have the foil number on it. So if you guys really want to spend your hard-earned dinero, then that's how it is right there. But I think another car that I think a lot of people are really excited about is the return of the Busch Light car, but in a new form. As you guys know, since Kevin Harvick now has officially retired, the Busch Light sponsorship was rumored to go with Trackhouse, and they went with the Melon Man himself. And Busch Light, I'm telling you right now, if you guys do not create a watermelon flavored beer, as gross as that sounds, they did it with apple, they did it with peach, you are missing out on a huge market. But the Busch Light car is in a Chevrolet driven by Ros Chastain in the number 1. That's going to take some time to get used to, but I love this paint scheme, man. I gotta admit, it does look pretty weird. We don't have Busch on the side of the car anymore, but I am looking forward to this. And you guys can also see Lionel even updated the Wendy's logo right there up on the C pillar. So really, really nice, cool details. Kind of almost gave me like a Coors Light vibe, you know what I mean, with all those mountains in the background. So pretty nice. But if you guys are ready for some late model diecast, then you better protect your melons on this next one, because this is the only late model car that's coming out for, that's actually not coming out yet, but it's available for pre-order from Lionel in Circle B. This is actually the car I think that just won, I think at the, I forgot what racetrack it was, but he drove this car and won in it, so pretty unfortunate it's not a race version, but I am really liking the late model diecast, so, and apparently this car has been selling out so far, so it's pretty nice, man. I know a lot of people be like, wait, this almost looks like a Matt's Benedetto car a little bit. Well, it kind of is, because I think this is the same team that owns that 25 truck, so really nice to say the least. But now we also got to talk about Mr. Daniel Suarez. His Freeway Insurance Chevrolet Camaro is now available for pre-order, so the Freeway car has returned, and hopefully we're not going to see this car on a freeway, but really do love this paint scheme, man. I think last year's it was canceled, but in 2022 it was made, but didn't got it because the number was too small. So this one will have the foil numbers on it as well. So Trackhouse is really coming up with a lot of cool paint schemes. And now we are getting on to RCR, which I think a lot of people are only looking forward to this because we got ourselves Kyle Busch, which let me tell you what, these next few Kyle Busch cars I'm about to show you, they really have, they really just shown how mature Kyle Busch has been now with the sponsors. But to give you guys a nice little input on what is the next car, it is the Kyle Busch Cheddar Scratch Kitchen car. And just like Kyle Busch's past, this thing is absolutely dark and, I don't know, almost looks like a burnt crispy croissant. But I really do like this. I think this paint scheme might actually look really nice under the lights at future racetracks. But yeah, I mean, I'm really digging it. It looks like we are going to have some nice little gradients in the background and some textures to it, so pretty nice. Now, this next diecast showing you guys, it's going to be quite rebellious, but this is the Rebel Bourbon card, which is a brand new sponsor for Kyle Busch. And yeah, you guys are probably wondering, this is not going to be available in the 1/64 scale because, while, yeah, we could get some diecasts that have, you know, energy drink sponsors and actual beer sponsors, but any kind of hard alcohol whatsoever, since, you know, the 1/64 scale diecasts are marketed to kids or a younger audience, that's why. So it's unfortunate. I mean, if you guys want to make a custom out of this, go right ahead. But I don't know, you'll probably be quite the rebellious dude out there. But with the bad puns out of the way, pretty cool looking paint scheme. I mean, about time. It's just so weird to see Kyle Busch drive the M&M's candy card. Then he goes from, to the Zone tobacco, and apparently 3 Cheese no longer available with them at the moment. So just a lot of adult sponsors, including this one right here with the Rebel Bourbon. So pretty nice, to say the least. But we also do got the Bass Pro Shops card making a return for Austin Dillon, which I keep forgetting this guy won a Daytona 500. Remember in 2018? Yeah, I'm trying to forget that one because, kind of cringy when he did the dab. But the Austin Dillon car, I really do like this with the bright orange and the camouflage. I mean, it's a Bass Pro car, so of course people are going to like this, and this one is pretty nice. The orange accents that are on the hood actually look kind of weird. I mean, kind of looks like this thing got cut. It looks like it copied and pasted onto an orange background, but hey, it's still a nice looking car. I do like the true timber camo as well. But now I'm probably gonna need this after filming this. We got the Celsius car making a return, and yeah, I mean, it is a Corey LaJoie car, so it is pretty cool. I'm glad that they actually changed the number to black, because the problem I had with last year's car, on the driver's side, just, I don't know, how the number was laid out on the paint scheme, it didn't really look right to me. I was probably the only one who complained about that, but I'm glad they fixed that. But still, just the paint scheme needs to be a little bit better. I mean, there are some shadow effects going on with this car, but these things are basically like monster cars. I mean, Celsius has so many different flavors, and they continue to go with the orange one. Don't know why, but hopefully someone will get on the ball for that pretty soon. I mean, heck, look at Tony Brainer's truck, all right? I think that one looks a lot better than wherever this is, but can't complain. It's a Spire Motorsports car. But now let's get on to some Xfinity diecast, which I know I'm kind of getting things out of order, but I'm starting everything with the Chevrolet Camaros. So I hope you guys are ready for a corny car to look at, because we got Justin Allgaier's Brandt Professional Agriculture Chevrolet Camaro. And yeah, this car actually has a lot of corn on it, right down to the cob. But the number is corn, and there's even corn cob grass that's right on there. So pretty cool. But I don't think a lot of people are going to be sad about this next one, or maybe you'll be sad, but if you guys remember the Jared car, which was actually sponsored by Josh Berry, but now since his seat has now been vacated to a next driver we'll be talking about soon, the Jared car for Justin Allgaier, that moved on with him. And unfortunately, this car will not be offered in any scale. So this is actually the first diecast that gets the canned button. It is going to be canceled, and the only way we're going to get this car saved is probably in NASCAR Authentics. So don't get your hopes up on this, but it is a really cool paint scheme. But just wasn't enough, I guess. I don't know if anybody who is anybody's name who has to do with the name Jared, you're probably going to be pretty upset about this. But now we got ourselves the Sam Mayer's brand new sponsor for the #1 car, which I think a lot of people were getting a little worried that Accelerate wasn't going to be a sponsor. But you see, it looks like Tire Pros and Accelerate and even OP or QPS, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, and Exalta are all going to be sponsoring. So Sam Mayer does have sponsorship, but we have ourselves the Carolina Carports, if I'm not mistaken. Not really quite sure what that is. I thought it was a team at first because I saw the Cardinal. I was like, hey, isn't that like Arizona Cardinals, or the St. Louis or the Louisville Cardinals? But nah, that's a pretty odd looking Cardinal, to say the least. But I like the paint scheme. It looks pretty cool. It looks pretty, I want to say this is like, I don't know, like I guess a construction company, just by how the paint scheme is laid out. This is a pretty cool card, and it will have the full number on it too, so it's a $12 or $13 card, but man, this is groovy. Speaking of groovy, man, I think a lot of people are going to be really excited about this kid right here. Sam Mayer, Sam Mayer is in the one, but now Sammy Smith is going to be taking over the vacant seat for Josh Berry's #8 car, as, you know, he has moved on from Joe Gibbs Racing, and Josh Berry going over to the Cup Series, taking over Kevin Harvick's car. So, Sammy Smith, I almost got my S's mixed up right there, in the Pilot Flying J car. I mean, this is basically Michael Annett reincarnated, but I think this kid absolutely has a bright future, and I'll definitely be rooting for him. I feel like he could probably have a good shot of getting this 8 car back up front and winning some races. Same thing with his TMC car, which I believe was canceled in a color chrome version, but both these diecasts are going to be made because these are all sponsors associated with Sammy Smith. So really looking forward to that, man. I'm glad we're actually getting some 8 diecasts that are going to get the canned bucket for once. And speaking of that, I hope you guys are ready to wash up on this next car, because we got ourselves Brandon Jones, another Brandon Jones diecast coming out, this time with the Dawn sponsorship, so it's pretty cool. I always do like when we have, I don't know, like any kind of sponsor they can see in a grocery store be onto a diecast. So I'm definitely going to pick this up because I'm a big sucker of Dawn. I love the blue and the yellow, the highlighter yellow that we get from Menards. I'm hoping we could probably get more of these, but it's probably going to be the same thing with the Ryan Blaney Menards card, that we're going to have a different sponsor every year. That's cool. I'm glad we actually got a card that actually, you know, fills up the whole sponsor on the hood. It fills up the whole space on the hood compared to the Geldwin car that we got from last year. And right here, we got ourselves out of the groove's favorite driver, Brendan Poole, in his number 44 Finance Pro Plus. Now, I thought this car was only going to be offered the 124 scale, but it is offered in, I believe, in 164 as well. So this is the Alpha Prime racing car, if I'm not mistaken. So pretty cool. I got a weird feeling that this car might get canceled, but I would love I mean, we've had a lot more obscure diecasts coming out from last year in the Xfinity Series. So Brendan Poole, I'm glad we got ourselves a diecast. We just got a pre-order, man. Pre-order. This one is going to be very popular. You guys already know the big crowds for Trackhouse Racing this year are going to be insane with Shane Van Gisbergen, or SVG. That's how you pronounce it, NBC. SVG is going to be making a few starts in the Xfinity Series. I don't think it's going to be at Daytona, but he will be at ARCA and also at the Cup Series as well, if he qualifies his way in. But here is the number 97 WeatherTech Chevrolet Camaro for Trackhouse Racing. So this is pretty cool. We're going to have Trackhouse, actually take part now. Or this is Trackhouse, or actually not Trackhouse. This might be a Calling Racing after all. I don't know. I kind of have to find the fine details of that. But regardless, man, this is really nice. A lot of people are going to be excited about this. And be on the lookout for SVG. I feel like he could probably find his way into victory lane because, heck, who says, if you win the Cup Series, who knows? You might actually win anywhere else in NASCAR. But and I think this is the one of the last, this is actually the only Xfinity diecast I'm showing you guys right now that will only be offered in the 124 scale, because like I just said on the Kyle Busch Rebel on the Rebel bourbon car, we can't have alcohol sponsors unless it's beer. So pretty unfortunate because this Parker Kligerman spiked light coolers car looks really nice. It looks quite refreshing. It makes me want to go out and actually get an alcoholic beverage, but I can see why they can't put that on a 164 because don't want underage drinking. That will be a big no-no for for Lionel Racing. So, but heck, man, this is a really cool car. I'm glad we're getting this offered. Hopefully it gets made if you guys are really big on your Xfinity cars. And now we got some RCR Xfinity cars. So now if you're like, all right, this is Sheldon Creed, but no, this is Jesse Love's Wheeling car. And it's pretty much the same car as last year's compared to Sheldon Creed's car. Just different sponsors. But yeah, I mean, if you guys didn't pick up the Sheldon Creed car from a few years ago, then this might be the best one to get if it gets made. Now, this one is really interesting. The Austin Hill 21 Bennett car. So, this is the 50th anniversary car, so there are some differences to it. We got, like, the gold accents right there, so kind of looks like it pulled off some inspiration from the Legacy Motor Club, unofficially. But I know this guy's going to be not really the most popular guy in NASCAR for the Xfinity Series because of what happened last year with him and Sheldon Creed, but yeah, this car was only offered the 124 scale, but now it's offered in both scales, so, but I got a bad feeling that this is probably not going to get made, but that is offered. And then we also got, I think this might be, well, we're done with the Chevrolet, so now we're getting on to the 3 Ford diecasts that are offered right now as of February 3rd, 2024. Who knows, there'll probably be more diecasts that are coming out after I upload this video because pre-ordering never ends for these new diecasts coming out. But we finally got a Cole Custer, well, I almost said it, guys, a cold custard car. Well, for your Xfinity Series champion, Cole Custer. This is the Andes Frozen Custard Ford Mustang, and this is, as you can see, the Ford Mustangs are going to be different decal-wise. They're not going to be on a different mold compared to the Cup Series, so if you guys are wondering if that's going to be the case, no. Just going to be different decals, so I know it's going to look wonky, but we've seen that happen with the Truck Series before. Due to a cost reduction, I don't think Lionel would do something like that because, in fact, I think even the Ford F-150s, I think, are also getting an update this year, so, but still was a nice looking paint scheme, man. I'm so glad that we got a cold Custer car now. I'm going to start saying that now. But now anybody who's a big fan of Hailie Deegan, there are 2 paint schemes that have come out. One is only available in the 124 scale because it is a tequila sponsored car. So the Viva, almost like Viva Las Vegas or the toilet paper, Viva Advantage, whatever it's called. But the Viva Tequila Seltzer car, that's available for pre-order. As you guys know, Hailie Deegan's going to be moving over full-time now in the number 15 car for the Xfinity Series. We'll see what happens, but I think the one a lot of people are going to be pretty excited about since this, I think both these diecasts actually, no, this one actually particularly, the Airbox car, this will probably have the alcohol sponsor on it, but since it's not the main sponsor, I guess that's going to be quite cool to see. But this will have the foil number on it, so pretty nice. A little bit of a generic paint scheme, but heck, we never had a 15 diecast before in the NASCAR Xfinity Series for diecast, and it will get made because Hailie Deegan is a very popular driver. So now let's get on to the Ford Mustangs, which I know a lot of you guys are going to be pretty excited about because there are can we just talk about how cool these Ford Mustangs look? I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of Ford, which is pretty weird for me to say because I am actually used to be a huge Carl Edwards fan, and I'm still a big Ryan Blaney fan, since, you know, Ford has been like the actual, has been like, I think, what, like in all 3 series, Ford has just won away with the championships, especially last year. All 3 series were all won by Ford, so it's looking like hopefully going to be a new year for the Ford Mustangs because, heck, man, one of the first few Ford Mustangs that we got this year for the Cup Series, we got the 60 car returning in the BuildSubmarines.com Ford Mustang, driven by former NASCAR Cup driver David Reagan. So this was a pretty surprising thing to say, but you guys already know they're kind of doing their RFKs kind of like, I don't know, they're kind of doing what Trackhouse is doing with the Project 91. They're going to be doing a Stage 60 cars, so I think it's pretty cool. Personally, I do love the 60 font. I mean, it is an iconic number for Roush, and I'm really excited to get this, man, but if you guys are built for these next ones, we also do got the number 6 Brad Keselowski built Submarines car and the Chris Buescher built Submarines, so we have the whole trifecta of Ford Mustangs for RFK, and I think that, I'm hoping Lionel can actually make a 3-pack set of that. That'd be pretty cool, because, heck, I mean, if we're practically almost about making the same car with the same sponsor, it would make sense. But we also do got, for more cars that are going to be sponsored the same way, the Castrol Edge car has returned not only for Brad Keselowski, but also for Chris Buescher in a brand new rebranding look. You see Castrol now actually rebranded their logo, which I gotta admit does look kind of funky with the Edge colors. And my God, I mean, I forgot to touch this. I forgot to touch on this as well, guys, but you can't get enough of those logo placements that are on the front of the hood. I mean, man, RFK kind of started a thing with these things, and now everyone's doing it with these Fords. I mean, definitely, let's just say those sponsors are definitely getting their money's worth. But yeah, those cars are available right there. We got the Fastol car returning to its true form, which I know a lot of people aren't going to be happy about that. But this is the Fastol primary for Chris Buescher with the full number attached. And back to what I said, so much Fastol on this thing, I think it's going to get you guys on like Fastol ready for the reviews. But we also do got the Fastol Bodyguard, which I thought was a pretty cool looking paint scheme. So if you guys like the orange and the black accents, this one actually looks pretty cool. So looking forward to get this diecast available for pre-order. We also do got a brand new sponsor for Brad Keselowski, the Consumer Cellular car, which is another new sponsor that came on board for RFK. I didn't realize we even got the Ford branding right there on the side skirt or the on the fender as well. So pretty cool. I mean, Toyota Racing Designs already do that before, so now Ford is doing it. But another cool looking paint scheme, guys. Kind of almost looks like this looked like a Kings of Wine car for a second, judging by how the paint scheme looks. But heck, man, I guess you could say Freedom definitely did call for this because, heck, this is a pretty cool looking car. But that wraps up on the RFK cars, and now we got to go on to your reigning Cup Series champion. And this is some great stuff to see. See what I did right there? But here is the Ryan Blaney primary Menards car in the great stuff accents for this year. Back to what I said about the Brandon Jones car, we are going to be having like different cars coming out for the Menards cars every year with a different sponsor. In this instance, it's the great stuff car. And paint scheme wise, not that much has changed, but a lot more sponsors are showing up on this car because, heck, guess what? He is the reigning Cup Series champion, guys. I think I even see Advanced Auto Parts even rebranded their logo as well. So a lot of rebranding going on with this new Ford Mustang. But we also do got the primary shell car for Joey Logano, your 2022 Cup Series champion. And I'm so glad that they got rid of those red fender the red trim that was going up above the wheel welds. So I'm glad they did that. It kind of cleans up the paint scheme. Pretty basic, but yeah, I mean, it is the Joey Logano shell car, so nothing much to say right there. It's an iconic paint scheme, whether you guys like it or not, but at least this car has brand identity. So, but to carry on another car that is going to be brand new for Team Penske this year, we got the Hunt Brothers Pizza car switching over from Stuart Haas Racing to Joey Logano. Now, there was a little teaser about this, but we finally got the thing. But first of all, I want to look at what the hell's going on with that Discount Tire logo right there on the C-post. Good Lord, that thing, if that's what the quality we're going to get for these Ford Mustangs, no thanks, man. But pretty much looks like an improved paint scheme. We still got some sponsor gaps right there on the front, on the rear wheel well, but heck, I mean, that's just I don't know. They saw what Rheem did with the Christopher Bell car and just said, hey, we're gonna do the same thing because we don't want to change our logos. So, but still, it's nice. I mean, this is definitely gonna feel weird. And let's get a rest in peace in the chat for the comments down below on all these sponsors that are moving from Stuart Haas to other teams. But hey, Team Penske got pretty lucky on this. And we also do got this car, which might be offered at a discount pretty soon, but just kidding. The Austin Syndric Discount Tire Ford Mustang. Another familiar paint scheme, but would recommend picking up because this is going to be on the brand new Ford Tooling, so really nice stuff right there. Same thing with Harrison Burton's 21 Ford Motorcraft. I think this is going to be the year to get all the Fords and the Toyotas because they're all brand new, and I'm really curious what Lionel is going to bring to the table. I don't see any foil number on this, so I don't know if actually they dropped the foil number for the Harrison Burton car, but highly doubt it because they've continued that throughout these last 2 years running the Gen 7 car. And I hope you guys are ready to show off this next one because this is a Love's Travel Stop car. Well, I'm sorry, the Love's RV Stop for Michael McDowell. So, second year in a row, we're going to be getting a Michael McDowell car, but this time with the RV Stop branding. So, if you guys love your RVs, I'm sure you're going to like that. But, yeah, I mean, it's a familiar paint scheme, but with a nice little new look to it. And to go along with this, we also do got the brand new driver of the 38 Love's RV Stop Ford F-150 for Front Row Motorsports, not for the Cup Series, but for the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series, with Zane Smith moving over from the 38 truck to now Gonna be working with, I believe, Trackhouse, I believe. So, heck, we're going to have Lane Riggs be taking over this 38 car. And, you know, the paint scheme does look pretty basic, but heck, it's a brand new car, brand new sponsor. And back to what I said, I think the F-150s are getting updated this year. So this is only one of the 2 truck diecasts that are offered in pre-orders. Speaking of that, we also do got a very random truck pre-order to go along with the Lane Riggs truck, the Matt Mills JF Electric. So it looks like, I believe, the 42, which I believe that's a Nice Motorsports car or truck, if I'm not mistaken. So looks like he's going to be taking over that car now, since Carson Hocevar is going to be now moving over to the Cup Series. So a lot of switcheroos that are going on. But this is going to be a really nice car to get. Well, you know what I mean, truck. But I got a bad feeling it probably will get canceled, but you got to pre-order these things, man. You just got to do it. And speaking of rebrandings, guys, we now got to get on to the team that I think is going to pretty much be the big mystery of 2024. Stewart-Haas Racing. So right here, we're going to be looking at, well, first of all, can we just admit, like, the new logo placement for the Stewart-Haas Racing? I don't know, it seems pretty basic, but heck, man. But here is Chase Briscoe's pretty iconic number 14 Mahindra Tractor's Ford Mustang Dark Horse car, and that is the new submodel name for these new Ford Mustangs. I do love the new renders that we got right here. These are going to be the new diecast renders that Stewart-Haas Racing has provided for Lionel, and you're gonna get yourself a nice, cool feel of what these cars look like. And this is basically the 2023 car slapped on in the Dark Horse body. Does look really nice. I'm looking forward to actually look at it. I mean, this guy is practically now a veteran in Stewart-Haas Racing, because the next guy I'm about to show you is probably even more of a veteran, Ryan Preece. So we got ourselves Ryan Preece's United Rentals Ford Mustang, which I like how they even added the logos on the front as well, similar to what RFK and I haven't seen Penske has done that as well, but a brand new refreshed look for the United Rentals car. Almost looks very similar to the United Rentals car that we had from the IndyCar series with Graham Rahal, so I'm glad they kind of rebranded and gave this car, I don't know, I mean, it's a nice new rebrand that we got compared to last year's car, which I thought was cool, but this looks nice, especially with the foil number as well. Speaking of more rebranding, the Hos Tooling car is back with the silver or the chrome, very similar to what Cole Custer had driven in the past, but heck, this does look nice, man. I will have to admit, I mean, this is probably one of the best paint schemes that we've seen so far for Stewart-Haas Racing on the new Ford Mustang. Really love that metallic silver or the gray. That right there I think is going to be a pretty popular one. But now another one that I think is going to be very popular is the Sunny D car, no longer from Kevin Harvick, but now with Josh Berry. So this is going to be the first Josh Berry diecast that we got in his first full-time season for the Cup Series. And this one I know is going to be very popular. I mean, with the rookie stripes and a brand new sponsor for Josh Berry, not for Stewart-Haas, but he is going to be now known as the Sunny D, man, so we'll see what happens. Do you guys think Josh Berry is probably going to get a win? I doubt it, but heck, man, I think between him and the other guy I'm about to say right here, Noah Grayson's Rush Truck Centers car, this is another new guy that's coming in from, you know, all the drama that happened last year with him losing his ride from Legacy Motor Club to now Stewart-Haas Racing. And this is probably the worst paint scheme I've seen so far, because it almost looks like a test car. Remember the bright, beautiful colors that we had of the Rush Truck Centers car? Well, they just stripped that away, just like Noah Grayson's sponsors. I know, that was a bad burn. Yeah, this right here, yikes. It's literally like a Kyle Larson 2.0 in terms of like creativity in the paint scheme. I mean, at least with the Henner Motorsports car, I mean, the HennerCars.com car, that is iconic. This is, I'm getting a lot of test car vibes. Yeah, that's no bueno. What a downgrade of a paint scheme, man. But it probably will be made because Noah Grayson has a lot of fans in NASCAR. But now we're getting on to the last cars, which are going to be the Toyotas, or the cheat Toyotas. So this one's really interesting. So we have Ty Gibbs's number 54 Interstate Batteries Toyota Camry. Originally, the original render of this actually was going to have the black on the corner panel for the Monster branding, but then Lionel, I guess, couldn't get like the licensing for that. If you guys are wondering, Monster Energy does not want to sponsor or have any merchandise whatsoever, whether it comes to shirts or diecast or whatever. As you guys know, they were the former sponsor for the former title sponsor for the NASCAR Cup Series. So I don't know, that's a big loss for them, because I feel like a lot of people would be digging a lot of Monster gear. But heck, is what it is, man. They still like sponsoring NASCAR drivers, but they don't want any merchandise rights whatsoever given to companies like Lionel. But the Interstate Batteries car is going to be on that brand new Toyota Camry, which I think a lot of people were really nervous how the Toyota Camrys are going to look like. But judging by this photo, I'm kind of digging how simple those Toyota Camrys look, man. I mean, I know some people are saying these are too futuristic, and some boomers are even calling this is electric. Oh no, NASCAR is ruined. Not in my NASCAR, when those cheap Toyotas. But they dropped the red numbers and they went back to white. I guess this car is going to be pretty outrageously dependable if you think about it. But the next car I'm about to show you guys is my driver, Martin Truex Jr., which got a feeling this might be his last year that we're going to be seeing him for running full-time. Just my opinion, but this is the number 19 iconic Bass Pro Shops Club Tracker Boats Toyota Camry for Joe Gibbs Racing. A lot more oranges on this, man. I mean, I do like the added orange that we got right there up on top. The camouflage is really nice. I mean, they did simplify this paint scheme. It might be a little too simple because I don't know. I mean, the orange accents on the hood are cool, but just then you get that random camo hood, which just, I don't know, it just looks very, I don't know, like, I feel like the orange and the camo should just, like, I don't know, there should be a gradient right there because it just looks so photoshopped, you know what I mean? But everything else about this actually looks pretty nice regardless. But, yeah, what was it got? So we got the last two pre-orders to be talking about as going to get things rocking and rolling and wrapping up for you guys because really want to watch this clash race. But here is the Jimmy Johnson number 84 Carvana Toyota Camry for Legacy Motor Club. And this is like a retro throwback because not only we got Jimmy Johnson, a 7-time NASCAR champion and Hall of Famer, but also Richard Petty's iconic Petty Blue making a return on this car. Let me tell you what, this is probably getting a lot of people just like confused because Jimmy Johnson in a Toyota Camry, and now they also have the Petty Blue on top of the Toyota Camry. Boy, you're going to have a lot of older fans not be happy about this, but I like the simplicity, and plus, you guys already know Dollar Tree and Family Dollar are going to be sponsoring, you know, the other two Legacy Motor Club cars, which I'm assuming we're going to get those offered pretty soon. But yeah, this is a really, really interesting throwback, man. Probably the first time we're going to see a throwback on a NASCAR stock car for the Daytona 500 if Jimmy Johnson qualifies his way in. But to wrap it up right here, guys, to give you guys enough health on your diecast news, this is the Avent Health car driven by Eric Jones. So Avent Health, of course, we heard the rumors of them moving over from Trackhouse to Legacy Motor Club. I'm glad this happened because Trackhouse is already loaded with a lot of sponsors, thanks to Wendy's and Busch Light coming on board. But even another sponsor from Storehouse Racing has went over to Gear Wrench. I think at the last moment now because Gear Wrench was supposed to be on the drivers' suits for Storehouse, but they patched them. So that was a big mystery of their own. But really curious to see what the Gear Wrench car is going to look like. But I really do like the Avent Health car. The blue 43 with the gold outline does look a little tacky and wacky, but I like the placement of it. And this was actually one of the first Toyota Camrys that came out when we saw it on track during the Phoenix test. And a lot of people were like, oh, I don't know about that Toyota Camry, man. Those paint schemes look pretty odd, but you see they added a lot more blue to the front of that car. And I don't know, I really am digging these Toyota Camrys, guys. But that's going to be enough of my opinions, guys. Comment below what you guys think about all these diecasts I showed you right here. And comment below if you guys think any other diecasts are going to be coming out pretty soon that haven't been offered yet as of February 3rd, because that's what I just said. But yeah, now I'm going to go ahead and now sign off for now, guys. So this has been OBB, the Diecast News Guy. Comment, like, and if you guys are new to this channel, subscribe for more NASCAR Diecast content. And this has been OBB, the Diecast News Guy, and we will see you guys at the Clash.